Greetings, I'm Slice, and in this video we'll be showing you how to build your own Destruction Mage in The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. Now, this is not by any means the best setup or anything like that. This is a basic way of starting a mage so you can set it up yourself. Build your own mage based on these things that I will be sharing with you in this video. Now, this is sort of a guide for newcomers, so I'm assuming that you don't know anything, but if you do, please use the timestamps down below. The very first thing we're going to be focusing on is choosing the race of the character. So, I'm choosing the Altmer, or the High Elf. The High Elf comes with plus 100 Magicka. Magicka is what you use to cast magic in this game. The only downside to this character is that it is weak to fire, frost, shock, and magic. But you can counter that later on with spells and robes. The Birthsign I'm choosing is the Apprentice. The Apprentice gives you plus 100 Magicka, plus 100% weakness to magic, but it is best for pure base damage, which is what we want from a Destruction Mage. So for my class, I'm choosing a custom class. My specialization will be Magic. So my favorite attributes will be Intelligence and Willpower. My major skills are Alteration, Conjuration, Destruction, Illusion, Mercantile, Mysticism, and Speechcraft. If you don't want Speechcraft, you can change it with something else, like perhaps Restoration, if you want to be able to heal yourself. The reason why I chose Speechcraft and Mercantile is because spells are very expensive, and having a way to purchase them early on is very useful. The very first thing we're going to be doing after we're done with the tutorial and progressing a little bit through the main quest line, we are going to be, first of all, only using Distraction Magic against all opponents, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is equip that fire spell and put it on your #1 shortcut. That way, if you press 1, if you're on PC, you will always have that available. So if you use your Destruction Magic all the time, you will be leveling it up faster, because that is one of your major skills. That means you will be leveling this up a little bit more fast, and it will have additional points for you to play around with. So hitting enemies and taking them out with Distraction Magic will be something that you need to get used to, and if you want, you can have a backup weapon like a katana or something like that if you run out of Magicka. But basically the strategy with this character is to summon a skeleton or an undead, use Conjuration to summon a decoy, and then from afar use spells, Destruction Magic, to deal damage to the enemies. So that's why I chose Conjuration as my second most important thing here. So that's the gameplay loop. Summon a destruction, then fire your Destruction Magic, and then create alchemical potions to increase your Magicka or restore your Magicka. So that's why alchemy is a really good attribute to have if you don't want Speechcraft. So you can have a major skill in alchemy if you so desire, because you will be using a lot, and I mean a lot, of potions. Anyway, so once again, gameplay loop, collect a lot of ingredients, flowers, fungus, everything that you see. Create alchemical potions to regenerate your Magicka later on when you're in battle. When you're in battle, summon a distraction decoy, whether that's a skeleton or a zombie, then stand back and let them fight, and fire your Destruction Magic at the enemies. This way is the most effective way to start off as a mage of destruction. So the very first thing we're going to be doing after the tutorial, or after we've progressed a little bit through the main quest line, is joining the Mages Guild. To join the Mages Guild, you have to visit each guild hall and complete all 7 recommendations and unlock the Arcane University for spell making and enchanting. So at some point, once you complete all of the mini quest lines to access the Mages Guild, you can create your own staff. Now, you can create whatever you want. You can choose whether you want Destruction or Soul Trap. I recommend Destruction. I think you should make a Shock staff that deals a lot of damage, because a lot of things are resistant to fire, and you want to have the staff as a sort of backup in case you run out of potions to regenerate your Magicka, or if you just run out of Magicka completely. As you progress through the Mage's Guild questline, you will be able to create your own custom gear. You can get the Necromancer's Amulet, which is a quest item given to you by doing this quest, which is temporary, so you get to lose it after this quest, so keep that in mind. Anyway, the Necromancer's Amulet gives you plus 130 Magicka, 25% spell absorption, and you also get the Archmage's Robes, or custom robe, which you should enchant with Fortify Magicka. So it's up to you what you put on it. I recommend doing the highest enchantment with Fortify Magicka. That way you can cast a lot of spells. Lastly, we can get our rings, hoods, boots, and gloves with Fortify Magicka or spell absorption. So spell absorption will automatically recharge your Magicka, so you don't have to rely on potions anymore. Complete the Mage's questline, finish all the main guild quests, and become Archmage. Claim the Archmage's robes in your private quarters. Since we're going to be using a lot of enchantments, and enchanted items will run out of charge once you keep using them, you will need to use soul gems. An alternative is to get Azura Stars, which is a Daedric item that is basically a soul gem, but it never runs out. You can actually trap any soul in there and it will never run out. So it's the endgame item for the mage. Well, one of them. You can continuously use Soul Trap before you deal the killing blow on an enemy, and their soul will go into the soul gem or, the Azura Star. You can use it infinitely. It will never break even after you use it. You get this artifact by completing Azura's Shrine questline. So you have to find Azura's Shrine, which is located north of Titanhall in the Geralt Mountains. You have to be at least level 2 or higher, but I recommend it being higher, at least level 10, but it's up to you. So once again, your combat strategy should be that of using shock spells because very few things are resistant to shock. Combine AoE spells with summons to distract enemies. And keep your Magicka potions and Soul Trap plus your Azura Star for economy, for being able to, recharge your enchanted items. Then you can stack spell absorption to nearly be immune to magic. So you can constantly keep absorbing Magicka and virtually never run out of Magicka. You can cast self spells such as healing and other really cool things that are very useful for recharging your Magicka. Your goal stats for mid-game should be Magicka at 500 or 750. Your spell absorption should be 100%. Your destruction skill should be somewhere between 75 to 100. Your conjuration should be 50 plus, and your willpower should be higher than 75. Optional upgrades, which are for late game, are sigil stones for custom enchantments such as spell absorption, fortify magicka, and getting shield. That way, since you don't have armor, you can take less damage if you have robes and gear with shield. You can then get master distraction spells like Firestorm, Lightning Tempest, and things like that. You can then complete the DLC by getting the Shivering Isles gear, and which is included in Oblivion Remastered. And you can consider adding items like Robe of the Apotheosis, which is another endgame or late game attire thing that you can wear. Anyways, so that is a basic custom mage build. You can create your custom spells, of course, once you join the Mages Guild in the Imperial City. And yeah, so you can go on from there, build your own custom character. But if you want an infinite Magicka build, here it is. This is a point where we go back to character creation. In case you liked, this whole spell absorption thing, there is a neat little build that you can make with the Atronak Birthsign. You wear the Necromancer's Amulet, which gives you plus 25% spell absorption. You then enchant a ring or robe with spell absorption 25%, using a Transcendent Sigil Stone. After that, you cast self spells to instantly recharge your Magicka, and then you can enjoy permanent spellcasting without potions or having to wait. To be able to enchant your robes or your rings with spell absorption 25%, you need a Transcendent Sigil Stone. To get Transcendent Sigil Stones, you have to be at least level 17 or higher. Then after that, look for an Oblivion portal. At the end of this dungeon, you will be able to loot the little sphere at the end that closes the portal. So one really good strategy is to save before interacting with the sigil stone at the top. That way you can manipulate the saves and get the transcendent sigil stone that you want, because loot will reset every time you reload. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please leave a like, leave a comment down below if I missed something, or if you have any suggestions or questions. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified about everything that I do, and I will see you in the next video.